All right.
All right, we have the last half of the cooking of the chicken tenders. She says, then you take the chicken tenders, put them in the bag. You take them, you take them, you take them. We're gonna run all this together. Take them, take them. You take the chicken tenders, put them. Now here we have the soft T and the soft TH sound. And we're going to run those together too. Put them. And it's kind of like a mixture of the T, TH sound. Put them in the bag. Put them in the bag. You seal it up. All right. You seal it up. Let's see. What is another way you could say that? You tie it up. You make it tight. You could even say you wrap it up, maybe. What you're doing is you make sure nothing comes out of the bag. So you seal it up. Yeah. Really well. Not just seal it up a little bit, but I mean really well. She wants to make sure you get it right. And especially if the kids are helping. Now, why would she say that? Especially. That means more than ever you want to seal it up really well, because if the kids are helping, they're going to make a mess anyway. So you want to try to keep them from making a bigger mess. So if the kids are helping, you want to seal it up really well. And she wants to emphasize with it especially. And then you're gonna have fun shaking up the bag. You're gonna have fun shaking up the bag. So that your T doesn't even sound when you say it fast. So that your chicken tenders are completely coated. Completely coated. That means covered with the mixture of the flour and the other things that were in the bag. You want it to be completely covered with that, with the flour. And here we want to put the TH sounds together with the, as one word, with the. Then you're gonna, again, we have you're gonna here, and we have you're gonna here. Then you're gonna take a cookie sheet. A cookie sheet is just a metal pan that you normally cook cookies on. We're gonna use this thing, this pan or sheet, okay, to cook the chicken. And she goes on to say a cookie sheet that has been lined. That means it has something on it. Well, what is on it? Foil. That's like metal paper you put on it to keep the meat from sticking onto
You want to
the
write
pan.
the contraction? Write down, yeah, so they
Sure.
can understand what it is.
That is, the contraction is that's, okay, that has,
Right.
that's been, or that has been, most people are going to use a contraction, that's been lined with foil and greased. Grease just means with oil. Put a little oil on this, okay? The foil has oil, you could say. You're gonna, once again, lay out the chicken. Lay out just means to put it on there in individual pieces. You lay it out, the chicken tenders, and then bake. It means in the oven. Once again, she's gonna cook this in the oven. She's at it preheating, we remember. Bake for 12 to 14 minutes. Flipping about halfway through. Halfway through. She's going to flip these things. Flipping, or to flip them, just means to turn them over. To turn something over. Turn it over. Turn it over. About halfway through. So, if you cook for 12 to 14 minutes, we'll say 13 minutes, about 7.5 minutes would be halfway through. That's when you want to take them out and turn them over. Turn over. And this is to make sure that you have a nice brown color on both sides. Okay? You want to have the nice cooked color, brown on each side. So I'm going to read this again. Then you take the chicken tenders, put them in the bag, you seal it up really well, especially if the kids are helping. And then you're going to have fun shaking up the bag so that your chicken tenders are completely coated with the flour. Then you're going to take a cookie sheet that's been lined with foil and grease. You're going to lay out the chicken tenders, bake for 12 to 14 minutes, flipping about halfway through to make sure you have a nice brown color. And here, I actually should have explained shaking up is just doing this, to shake something. Okay? Or I could take a person, shake them. Okay, so I'm going to read this again. Then you take the chicken tenders, put them in the bag, you seal it up really well, especially if the kids are helping. And then you're going to have fun shaking up the bag so that your chicken tenders are completely coated with the flour. Then you're going to take a cookie sheet that's been lined with foil and grease. You're going to lay out the chicken tenders, bake for 12 to 14 minutes, flipping about halfway through to make sure you have a nice brown coat, or color, sorry, brown color. And that is how you cook those, and that's how you say it quickly and fluently. Would anybody like to try? Would you like to try? Try.
Okay. Then you take the chicken tenders, put them in the bag. You seal it really well, especially if the kids are helping. And then you're gonna have fun shaking up the bag, shaking up the bag so that your chicken tenders are completely coated with the flour. Then you're gonna take a cookie sheet
Mm-hmm.
that's been lined with foil and grease. You're gonna lay out the chicken tenders, bake for 14 minutes.
12-2. When you have a line between things like that, it's like saying 2. 12 to 14 minutes.
12 to 14 minutes.
It means between 12 and 14.
Flipping about halfway through.
Good. Let's run this all together. Halfway through.
Halfway through.
Halfway through.
Halfway through. To make sure you have a nice brown color.
Good. This word right here, don't even worry about the L. Just say halfway. Halfway through. Yeah, because the L is so soft in this word that you don't even need to try to pronounce it. Halfway through.
Halfway through.
Good. And this word right here, we want to pronounce that seal, like a long I sound or E sound. Seal. And the same here. Sheet. Seal, sheet. And this word, flour. Flour. It has another word that sounds just the same, spelled almost exactly the same, but means something totally different. It's also a flower. Flour. like a rose.
Uh-huh.
And this is flour, harina.
Flour.
Okay?
So,
Really?
then you take the chicken tenders, put them in the bag. You
Seal.
seal it. I did it.
Seal it up. Run it all together. Seal it up.
Seal it up.
Seal it up.
Seal it up.
Really well.
Really well.
Say it again. You seal it up really well.
You seal it up really well.
Good.
Especially if the kids are helping. And then you're gonna have fun shaking up the bag so that you're gonna shake
The bag so that you're so that you're
so you
so that you're
¿Cómo es, pues?
Let's take this all in one bite.
So that you're
This sounds like a I-U-R sound. So that you're
so that
so that you're
so that you're
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 so that you're
so that you're
yes. So that you're
so that you're
perfect.
Adulta, chicken tenders are completely. ¿Cómo se dice para?
Coated.
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 And this D actually is going to sound almost like a T sound.
Coated.
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 It really sounds more like a T than a D. Coated. Coated.
Good.
With the flour, then
Good.
you're gonna take a cookie sheet.
Okay, continue.
That's been lined with foil.
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 Everybody know what foil is, right? It's like metal paper. Comes in a roll. You pull it out.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Put it.
Aluminum.
Call it foil.
Aluminum.
¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo se dice?
Okay, greased. Greased. The E is silent. No swing of the A. The E.
Grease.
Greased.
You're gonna lie. ¿Así?
Okay, let's call it laid.
Lay.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Lay out.
out the chicken tenders, bake for 12 to
14.
14 minutes. Flipping about all
Halfway.
halfway through.
Yeah, we want to run this together. Halfway
Halfway through.
through. Now remember the TH sound.
Halfway
Through. And this are silent. Through. Through.
halfway through.
Very good. Halfway through.
Make sure you have a nice brown color.
You.
You have
not
a
your,
nice
you.
brown color.
Good. What does that mean to have a nice brown color? That tells you that it's cooked well on both sides, right? Right? If it has a nice brown color. You all share glasses? Fran, your daughters have one pair of glasses between all three of them, passing them around. Okay, go ahead. Try to read it. Yes. You need the glasses?
Then you take the chicken tenders, put 10 noodles.
Put them. Let's try that. Let's all say it. Put them.
In the bag. You seal it up really well, especially if the kids are helping and you're gonna have fun shaking out the bags so that your chicken
Run this together too.
so,
So that you're,
so that
so that you're,
so that you chicken tenders are completely coated with the flour
flour, flour,
igual
flour.
Then you're gonna take a cookie sheet
Yeah.
that's been lined with foil and greased.
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 Don't say the E.
Greased.
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 You're gonna lay off chicken tenders, bake for
12 to 14.
12 to 14 minutes, flipping about halfway through to make sure
Through. Halfway through. Say it. Halfway through.
halfway through
Through.
to make sure you're gonna have a nice brown color.
Pretty good. Ron, read it.
All right. Then you take the chicken tenders, put them in a bag. You seal it up really well, especially if the kids are helping. And then you're gonna have fun checking up the bag so that your chicken tenders are completely coated with the flour. Then you're gonna take a cookie sheet that is being lined with foil and grease. You're gonna lay out the chicken tenders, bake for 12 to 14 minutes, flipping about halfway through to make sure you have a nice brown color.
Very good. Everybody did well.
So they have another accent, a different accent.
That's right. That's right.
Reading the
So we
same
have
thing.
a different accent.
I have two questions.
Ask me the questions.
What's the difference in the shit and mierda?
Okay.
Very important question.
Very good. And even you have two types of sheets. You have a sheet that you sleep on the bed. You put it on the bed. Have it on you when you sleep. Okay, that's called a sheet. Okay, and then you have this kind of sheet, which in this case is a metal pan. Okay. Also, you can have a sheet of paper. That right there is a sheet. So you have lots of sheets. But now, your question is, what is the similar word, which I will not say, but the pronunciation is very quick. Okay?
It's really
this
short.
Is long. This is long. Sheet. The other word, which I will not say, is quick.
Okay.
It's short. It's really short. Just one
Very
E.
fast. That's really the only difference.
Okay.
So when you come into when you want to use this word, make sure you say it nice and long,
Okay.
so nobody gets confused.
¿Y
People
qué
get
significa
confused
esa
very
letra?
easy.
What?
¿Cuál letra?
Esa letra,
La
esa palabra.
Sheet.
Como el
A sheet of paper. One piece of paper. One.
Okay, this is a metal pan that you cook on. Okay, but also the same word could be a sábana. It could also be an hoja. Same word, sheet.
Eso es un molde. En español, molde.
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 That's what this is? Okay, I didn't know that.
I thought it was talking about it's a special sheet of paper that they use it to cook.
Well, that would be the foil.
Yeah, that's the foil, but
Yeah.
I mean the foil and
But
the
no,
foil is grease.
a cookie sheet is a metal pan.
Un molde para galletas.
Okay, molde para
Ajá,
galletas.
sí, ya sé cuál es, el que es blanco.
Ah,
But after getting this, she put on the foil,
Aluminum.
it's aluminum, with a little bit of oil on the foil. She says it's greased. Grease actually is grasa,
Sí.
okay? But she wouldn't use that. She would use oil, probably olive oil, I would guess. It doesn't matter.
And what means halfway through?
Okay, halfway, okay? If I go from here
Mm-hmm.
to here, I'm halfway. The other half is from here to here, okay? From one end to the other would be,
Yes, but
halfway would be here.
Yes.
So halfway through would be if she is cooking from 12 to 14 minutes. Let's say she's cooking 14 minutes.
mm-hmm.
What will be halfway of 14? 7.
Pero que era through.
Halfway through, right. From one to another. Like from the first minute she puts them in the oven to the 14th minute.
Uh-huh.
That's all the way through. From 1 to 14. Halfway through then would be 7.
Okay.
In the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So after 7 minutes, that's halfway through, you take them out and you flip them and you put them back in the oven for another 7 minutes to make 14 minutes.
But when you use that word,
Through.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
in what other cases?
What other ways would you
What
use it?
way?
Okay, this class is 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So after studying for 1 hour or doing this for 1 hour, we would be halfway through the class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Work. You go to work. Let's say you go into work at 9 o'clock in the morning. You get off at 6 o'clock at night. Okay? So from 9 to 6, that's 9 to 10, to 11, to 12, 6, that's 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All day. All day through.
Okay.
So if you work from, let's say, 9 to 6, that's 9 hours, right? That would be working all day through. And if you went, what is half of 9? 4.5. If you went 4.5 hours, then you would be halfway through your work.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
Yes.
Halfway through, all the way through, completely through, you could say. When you get off work at night, you're completely through. Completely, no mas. Okay. Or you could go through something. To go out the door would be to go through the door. How else could we use through? To go from one place to another is to go
Yeah.
through it.
Aunque no sé es en español cómo es
Atravesar.
atravesar.
That is to go through. Would be atravesar.
Yeah, but in this case, it's not atravesar. It's,
In this
it's
case, it
all
would
the way.
be-
You know, all the way is long.
In this
The whole
case,
thing.
in Spanish, you wouldn't even be able to translate that.
Yeah, halfway
You
through.
would just say translate halfway is medio tiempo.
Sí, pero sería.
And there'd be no way to really translate.
half the way
Se
since
le da la vuelta a medio cocinar.
Yeah, that's what it means.
a la mitad del
Entonces
tiempo.
sería
A
si
la
es-
mitad del tiempo.
A la mitad del tiempo.
Sí. Si son 14 minutos, a
Ya.
los 7 minutos le da vuelta. It's halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
The whole all the way
Here,
through.
you know, you really don't even
14
need
minutes.
to use that word. She could have just said, bake for 14 minutes, flipping about halfway, and not even said that.
There.
To make sure you have no. She didn't need to say through, but she did. She didn't need to say really right here. She could have said, you seal it up well. It's kind of like putting emphasis on something.
Yes.
She said really well. She said halfway through. I think more to put emphasis on it, but it's not really necessary to even say this or this.
Okay.
Okay? Sometimes people use extra words to make it stronger, to make what they're saying more meaningful, to make it have more strength. How can I say? To put emphasis. That's the best way to say it. To put emphasis on something. Okay? Like completely. You don't really need to say completely here. You want to shake up the bag so that the chicken tenders are coated. You want the chicken tenders to be coated. Okay? You don't need to say completely coated. Coated itself means completely. It's just to put emphasis. Okay? Any questions? Other questions? Flipping. Turn over. Okay. Any questions?
So, you
I
got
say-
the last.
I say let's listen to the whole thing.
I think you got
one more
the
time.
last paragraph a little bit. The last sentence. You
Oh,
gotta
well,
write
there's
it down?
one more sentence, that's right.
Yeah.
So we'll finish that. And then I want to listen to the whole thing, maybe 2 more times. Okay, these chicken tenders are right out of the oven. Okay. These tenders. She should be calling them chicken fingers now that they're cooked. Chicken tenders are right out of the oven. Comma. Look delicious. Run-on sentence. And there's no doubt the kids are going to love it. And there's no doubt the kids are gonna love them. Traction. Now this is the last sentence that she spoke. I didn't have room for it before. It's one long sentence. These chicken tenders are right out of the oven, look delicious, and there's no doubt the kids are gonna love them. Let me explain. These that she's showing you, these right here, are right out of the oven. And we're gonna run all this together. Right out, And this of actually is going to sound like this. Ah. Right out of, and this T is going to not sound. Right out of the oven. Of the oven. Right out of the oven. And this T also can barely hear. It's almost silent. These chicken tenders are right out of the oven. Comma. Look delicious. And there's no doubt, I'm going to connect that. Let's go this way. No doubt. The kids are going to love them. Kids are. This almost sounds like a U-R sound. Kids are gonna, again we have gonna, love them. Contraction of them. Them what? The chicken tenders. Or now that they're cooked, they should be called chicken fingers. Right? She says love them instead of saying love them. Many people say that. You're going to love them. Okay? Or I love them. And they don't say them. Okay? It's just a contraction. A lot of people in the United States will do that. These chicken tenders, I want to call them fingers now that they're cooked, but chicken tenders are right out of the oven. Right out of the oven. Look delicious, and there's no doubt. There's no doubt. There's no doubt anymore. Kids are going to love them. Without any doubt. Okay? Absolutely. No doubt. Kids are going to love them. Okay? These chicken tenders are right out of the oven. Look delicious, and there's no doubt kids are going to love them. And that's how people speak. Very fast. Very run together. Francisco? Read.
Yeah, these chicken tenders are right out of the oven, look delicious, and there's no doubt the kids are gonna love them.
Good. Gavin?
Next one.
These chicken tenders are right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven. Look delicious, and there's no doubt the kids are gonna love them.
Love them. Love them.
Love them.
Love 'em.
Yeah.
The chicken tenders.
All right, let's say this word again. These.
chicken
Good.
tenders are right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven. Right out of the oven.
Look delicious, and there's no. ¿Cómo es que se dice?
No doubt.
No
Doubt.
Doubt.
Doubt. Yeah, this B actually is silent in that word. Doubt.
Doubt. The kids are gonna love them.
Love them. Let's run that together. Love
Love them.
them. Vum.
Love them.
That E is silent. Vum. Love them.
These kitchen tenders are right out of the oven.
You want to say that word again?
Chicken.
It looks like kitchen, right? Kitchen tenders. Okay.
Es que lo leí muy rápido. Tenders out right off the oven, look delicious. And there's the
No doubt.
the kids are you gonna love and
Love them.
love them
And let's do this again. Right out of the oven.
right off the oven.
Right out of the oven. Don't worry about these T's right here. That's why I marked them out. They don't even sound. And this is going to sound more like an A, sound than anything. Right out of the oven. Right out of the oven. Right out of the oven. Yeah. Literally, you know what I mean? If you want to pronounce each word, right out of the oven. But nobody speaks like that. They speak run together, fast, right out of the oven. Look delicious. She's talking about the chicken tenders. They look delicious. Any questions? Kids are gonna love them. Remember how it started out? She said that there was a love affair, okay, with kids and chicken tenders or chicken fingers. And here she's saying it at the last. The kids are going to love them because she started out by saying they have a love affair with them anyway. Very good. Take a break.
We're done.
We're done.
Yep.